There's a reason you feel stuck. It's not because you're lazy, or unmotivated, or broken. It's because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do: keep you safe. And safety, in your brain's wiring, means familiarity. Your comfort zone isn't just a mental state, it's a biological default. It's the loop your nervous system runs to keep you from danger. And back in the day, that made sense. But now, that safety is the very thing that's holding you back. You dream of growth, you crave more. But the moment things get uncertain, your body tenses, your brain floods with doubt, and you hesitate. And just like that, you're back where you started. Here's the hard truth. Your comfort zone isn't comfortable. It's just predictable. And predictability doesn't create fulfillment. It creates cycles. Cycles of hesitation. Cycles of second guessing. Cycles of someday. And here's the thing. You weren't built to live in a loop. You were built to expand. Welcome back to Hard Truths, the show where we cut through the noise, challenge the way you think, and talk about the things that are really holding you back. So today's episode is about calling out the cage you've been living in and showing you how to break through it, one honest step at a time. So let's talk about it. Let's start with the real reason you keep falling back into what's comfortable. Your brain thinks it's protecting you. See, at the core of your nervous system is a survival pattern called homeostasis, your body's instinct to stay in balance. Emotionally, that translates to familiarity. Even if your current situation isn't great, your brain prefers it over something unknown, because unknown equals risk. See, when you start to stretch, try something new, speak up, take a leap, your brain sounds the alarm. Your amygdala, your threat detector, it starts firing. Your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone. Your muscles tense. Your breath shortens. And your brain whispers, "This is dangerous. Go back." This is why stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't just feel uncomfortable. It feels unsafe. Not because it is, but because your brain hasn't updated its definition of danger. And here's where it gets worse. See, the longer you stay inside that comfort zone, the smaller it becomes. You start avoiding more. Risk feels heavier. You build an identity around staying safe, and slowly lose your tolerance for challenge. But here's the truth most people miss. Your brain is plastic. It can rewire. You can teach it that new doesn't mean danger. It simply means opportunity. But only if you're willing to lean into that edge. See, because growth doesn't happen when you feel ready. It happens when you feel resistant, but choose to move anyways. So let's talk about what that actually looks like. Let's start here. We romanticize growth. We talk about it like it's this powerful, motivational, rocky montage moment of clarity and achievement. But the truth is, growth usually feels like anxiety, like self-doubt, like awkwardness, like you're fumbling, like you're in over your head. That's not a sign you're failing. That's a sign you're in it. See, real growth doesn't feel empowering at first. It feels destabilizing. because you're stretching the very identity that kept you safe. See, psychologist Abraham Maslow, the guy behind the hierarchy of needs, said it like this: you will either step forward into growth or you will step back into safety. And that moment, the one where your stomach drops, your palms sweat, and everything in you wants to retreat, that's the very moment that counts. Because growth lives right past that edge. So if you're doing something new and you feel nervous, good. If you're scared and uncertain, that's part of the process. If your voice shakes when you speak up, that's what growth sounds like. You don't need to feel confident to take action. You build confidence by taking action. Let's get practical. Because when you think about breaking out of your comfort zone, your brain probably jumps to big leaps. Quitting your job, moving across the country, launching that business. But real transformation doesn't start with grand gestures. It starts with small, intentional friction, micro moves. Why? Because your brain learns by experience. It's built to reinforce what it repeats. If you always default to avoidance, your brain wires that as safety. But when you start choosing small discomforts on purpose, you're giving your brain a new definition of safety. The I can handle this kind of safety. And here's what I want you to do. Start choosing one moment a day to practice discomfort deliberately, not randomly, not recklessly, but with intention. Say something in a meeting when you usually stay quiet. Just one sentence. How about look someone in the eye and hold it? Or tell a friend a truth you usually hide. How about try something you're bad at on purpose? Or speak your opinion even if it shakes. It might feel small, but those are neural reps, training your nervous system to stop flinching at unfamiliarity. This is exposure therapy in action. See, small doses of discomfort desensitizes your fear loop. And over time, your brain recalibrates. That gut pull feeling you usually run from, it becomes fuel. And here's the wild part. Your brain rewards this. When you do something courageous, no matter how small, you get a dopamine hit. The same neurotransmitter that makes pleasure addictive now reinforces bravery. So each time you show up for a micro moment of fear, you're casting a vote for a new identity. You're saying, this is who I am now. I don't wait. I don't stall. I simply move. And when the big opportunities do show up, you won't freeze. You'll feel it in your body. I've done this before. I've faced discomfort. I've leaned in. So here's your challenge. Pick one edge per day. One micro moment where the old you would have stayed quiet, backed off, or even shut down, and do the damn opposite. Not to prove anything to anyone else, but to prove to yourself, I don't run from resistance. I walk through it. Because you don't rewire by waiting. You rewire by walking. One deliberate, uncomfortable, powerful step at a time. So here's the hard truth. Your comfort zone isn't comfort. It's control. It's a safe little box your brain built to protect you. But it's also the reason you feel stuck, bored, or like you're meant for more. And guess what? You are. You were built to stretch, to evolve, to try, to fail, and to get back up. But none of that happens if you keep choosing the path of least resistance. So this week, don't make it complicated. Make it real. Find your edge. Name it. Step 1 inch past it. Not for the dopamine hit, not for social media, but for you. Because every time you do, your world gets a little bigger. And so do you. Tag me at Danny Levin. DANNYLYVIN. And tell me what edge you're leaning into today. This is Hard Truths. And today's truth: you don't break the cycle by waiting. You break it by moving. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.